I only have about 3 months worth of bill payments in my savings account.
We make very little on Social Security.
I still have to work to pay my bills.
I don't have any retirement funds put away at all.
I would tell myself to hold on to my investment portfolio.
Now we've had to go into thousands of dollars of credit card debt to pay our bills. We don't have a savings account anymore, and our credit scores are tank.
Y'all, America has a serious retirement crisis on its hands, and it's something that should be on all our radar. Let's talk about it. According to a survey conducted just last year in 2024, almost 80% of Americans agree that there is indeed a retirement crisis. And that's up from 67% in 2020. And we all know what was going on in 2020. Almost 55% are concerned that they cannot achieve financial security in retirement. It is absolutely mind-blowing that we live in one of the richest countries in the world with access to so many resources, that we have a huge majority of our population that will never successfully retire. So just for that reason, that's the reason why I created this channel, to help educate you, help guide you on your way of how to become retire successfully. It takes intentionality, years in advance. It takes time. This is something that you should be planning for in your 30s, in your 40s. If you wait until you hit 50 or 60 to start planning for retirement, you behind the 8 ball, big time. It's not saying it's impossible, but it's definitely, you're stacking the odds up against yourself to the point where you could be more than likely working till you 75 or older. The truth of the reality is many people won't see retirement. And if they do, it'll be a soft retirement, working without the choice. That's the beauty of retirement, is having a choice. It's not about so much not working, it's about having a choice whether you choose to work or you don't have to work. Let's get into the video.
Dear younger self, that's how you want me to start?
Which part? The beginning?
No, read this first and then skip to that.
Dear younger self,
Dear younger self,
Dear younger self,
make sure you are paid what you're worth.
Save for retirement as much as possible.
Don't cash out all your 401k at once.
I only have about 3 months worth of bill payments in my savings account.
We make very little on Social Security.
I still have to work to pay my bills.
I'm worried that my investments won't last me.
I don't have any retirement funds put away at all. Okay. Are you ready now?
Dear younger self,
Open up a Roth IRA and learn how to invest.
Don't pile up debt.
I would tell myself to hold on to my investment portfolio.
Save more and give less.
Your home is one of your biggest assets. Protect it.
After I retired, I cashed out my entire 401k, deposited $110,000 for a down payment on the house. I also paid a 45% income tax bill by taking all the money at once.
I opened a Roth IRA when I was 54 finally, and I put $6,000 in it and let it sit there because I didn't know that you were supposed to invest it.
I think if I were to
That's a very common mistake with many people who invest in a 401k, a Roth IRA. You have to log into your account and invest the money, especially in a Roth IRA. 401k, sometimes they automatically invest it into whatever funds you decide, but a Roth IRA is where people make this common mistake. So please, whatever you do not just allow your money to contribute to it, but don't log into it and invest. You must invest into a fund.
just leave my money alone, not move it around, then it would be worth a lot more today.
A financial advisor explained to me that I had to invest it, and I did. And now it's over $41,000.
I've would definitely advise younger people to put a maximum amount in their 401k or IRA match because that money grows over time.
Just imagine if I had knew how to do that and when I was 25 instead of 55, that would be quite a bit more.
It's way better if you plan something way ahead of time than wait till the end like we have.
Up we go. There you go. There you go. There he goes. This is where he likes to sit. We didn't realize that Social Security would be so little.
Most of my debt has accumulated with things beyond my control. It's not like we go to Vegas and have a great time and run our credit card up, but we've always needed them as well when we fell on hard times.
I missed one payment on the credit card, and it just ballooned. Within 6 months, it completely doubled.
The Federal Housing Administration gave us a loan. The interest rate back then was 13 3/4, and it just grew so fast. Eventually, our loan was so big we couldn't manage it, and we ended up moving off of the farm.
Now we've had to go into thousands of dollars of credit card debt to pay our bills. We don't have a savings account anymore, and our credit scores are tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will it go off if I put it on airplane mode? Will it ding ding? I've learned that in matters of finance, you have to make decisions without being overly emotional.
I don't even drive by my old farm. It's really a very negative part of my life when I see what we could have had.
I have always offered financial help to friends to help them get through a difficult time, not realizing I was less fortunate too.
When you get to our age, it's a little late in the game to try to fix it because the damage is already done. So if you're young and you're working, don't be afraid to put back an extra $20 a week or whatever, and don't touch it.
I'm currently an over-the-road trucker. My current financial situation is probably the reason I keep trucking at my age. I haven't seen too many 80-year-olds out there.
It's okay to care about people. However, you have to look at what it is costing you mentally and financially. You only have so many years to prepare for retirement.
Dear younger self,
Prioritize your health to avoid financial and physical hardships.
Be prepared for unexpected expenses.
Things change, circumstances change.
I didn't plan on pancreatic cancer at the age of 62. But even with good insurance, chemo, surgery, radiation, and a second round of treatment when the cancer came back caused me to meet my annual $2,500 out-of-pocket maximum for the past 3 years.
My wife had her heart issue. Her income changed immediately.
My jobs were physically taxing, and I feel that contributed to some of the medical conditions. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Listen, as you get older, your medical bills increase. That's one of the main things that increase during retirement. And you have to ensure that you have some type of medical coverage. Because once you begin starting having medical issues, occasionally they typically balloon. So that's why it's imperative that you do everything you can now as well to take care of your health. Eat right. Incorporate some fruits and veggies into your life. Once you hit 40 and 50, it's a little late in the game to start doing that. Not saying that these people are waiting that long, but, prioritize your health now. So when you're during retirement, you can live, hopefully, medical, without so many medical issues.
My health is probably a 6.
She was making over $50,000 a year plus benefits, and suddenly she couldn't work.
My savings have been spent on medical bills. I only have enough left to cover my bills for a few months. I can no longer work, so I survive on disability benefits. I can't afford any financial missteps.
I don't know if I can retire anytime soon. It depends on if my health holds up. Dear younger self,
don't retire early.
continue working as long as you can.
I just wish I could have worked longer. It really would have helped us.
I lost my job. I was sort of forced into retirement.
When I was 58, I had more than $500,000 saved for retirement. I turned in my retirement paperwork. What a mistake that was.
You sit around and get bored, and retirement's boring. It really is.
I have no desire just to lay on the couch and eat brownies every day. And I just think I have to stay active and do something.
All of a sudden, I had no important decisions to make and no social network.
Listen here, in retirement, you're going to have so much free time. And that was something that I struggled with when I first started my retirement 2 years ago. And it becomes your own responsibility to manage your schedule now and fill it with whatever you choose. So embrace that moment, and you have to incorporate things that you're passionate about. For me, that's working out, staying healthy, that's helping other people. Incorporate some things in your day-to-day. That's, you have to add some things in there like meditation. That's something that I do. You have to populate your free time. You have to fill it with something, or otherwise you're just gonna be laying in the bed scrolling on your phone and becoming a highly inactive person, which we all know what that leads to. You gain weight, then you start having medical issues, and then you start regretting the fact that you retire. So in order to avoid that, you have to fill that void with things and get out and be active. Walk around the block, engage with your neighbors, go volunteer, spend time at nursing home, go help the less fortunate. Do a multitude of things and come up with your own schedule.
Work anymore.
I went from hoping I live a really long time to being worried that I will outlive my savings. It's not a great way to feel.
I tried to return to part-time work recently. No one's hiring, or if they are, they're not looking for people my age.
It's challenging to get a job when you're in your 60s.
I don't know if it's my age, but I rarely ever hear back from anybody.
I tried my best to look as young as possible.
I don't feel very marketable at this point.
Honestly, I think they really don't want an old guy who's going to have to take a day off to go to the doctor.
I had a college degree and great office skills, but employers wanted a cute 20-something at the front desk.
I mean, for the most part, even as sick as I am, I could probably outwork anybody in this neighborhood.
In February 2023, I finally started a full-time job with the state agency employer who was willing to give me a chance. I was 63.
I got my first freelance writing gig last week, so there's a new chapter to write, just when I thought it was time for the epilogue.
I'm also doing polymer clay sculptures. When I get stressed out, that's what I do. If I sell it, I feel even better.
You're good at it.
I'm good. Well, thank you. I'm good at it, I guess.
I'm working on becoming a content creator. I want to give opinions on various things in society, also traveling, camping, that kind of thing.
I am happy right now because I have a great job. People say they have to go to work. I say I get to go to work.
Don't retire.
Don't retire. Work as long as you can.
No, I would
really.
do it in a New York minute, man. I'd
Yeah.
go back to work and love every minute of it.
So you say, dear younger self, pursue a career you're passionate about.
Dear younger self, don't wait to embrace change.
Dear younger self, pursue a career that you're passionate about.
Find a passion, even if it's just a hobby.
When I was younger, I also knew deep down that my teaching career didn't suit me.
I was a self-taught musician. In my early career, I was playing clubs, bringing home $150 to $200 a week, and that was back in the early to mid-'70s.
I started playing guitar when I was about 11 years old.
Instead of jumping ship then, I dug in and pursued a higher degree in the same field, thinking the promotion would make up for the lack of personal satisfaction.
I moved away from music and got into jobs that offered a regular paycheck.
When I became a librarian, I did take a pay cut from my teaching career, but it was well worth it to me because I loved going to work so much every day.
My biggest regret is not having followed through with my music. I still love it. I just can't do it as well as I used to, but I still love it, though. That part will never die.
When you're playing and singing, and it just makes you feel good in general. And my wife likes to hear me sing, and I guess that's the reason I do it. Walk through this world with me.
The one thing I think both Steve and I did right was we made sure that we took care of our parents.
One thing I know I did right was staying connected with people.
My financial choices allowed me to raise and support my children while teaching them to be independent and socially responsible.
Unexpected changes make living in the moment a good skill to have, and I'm always ready to shift gears when needed.
I live on my farmland. I am fortunate to own the land and live mortgage-free.
I take it one day at a time. I'm thankful I made it through the day and get up the next day and do it again.
My greatest accomplishment is having 3 beautiful daughters who are educated, caring, and productive members of society. That is worth more than all the money in the world.
Mostly we just want to get somewhere where at least there's community, where people seem to care for each other.
I can't waste time looking back at what might have been. My choices, good or bad, are my responsibility.
Somewhere along the way, I learned to approach life with curiosity instead of despair. And that's when everything became adventure instead of trepidation. That's when life got really good. I hope you start earlier than I did. But first, open up that Roth IRA. Love, your much older self, Nancy Seeger.
Hopefully after watching that video now, the message of why it's important to start planning for your retirement and saving and investing, it resonates with you, especially after seeing so many of our retirees already, or people of retirement age, being unable to retire. This video clearly captures a lot of struggles and hurdles that are very rampant when it comes to those that think they're ready for retirement. And retirement is not something that you can prepare for overnight. You have to go into it with the mindset that, hey, you have to start in your 20s, 30s, being looking far down the road. I know a lot of people, especially when you're young, you don't think you're going to live. 60 is so far away. But you have to plan for it. A lot of people think, hey, I might not even be around that long. I'm going to blow all my money now. You could be right. You might not be. But what if you make the mistake and you do live to be that long? And majority of people, the average person lives to be 77. That's the majority. So your chances of living to see retirement age are very high and probable, especially in America. You gamble wrong, you're going to be living your golden years, still working, still showing up to factory jobs, still trying to do what you were doing in your 20s and 30s at 60. And we all know when you hit 30 and 40, that body started hurting. So now you're talking about still getting up at 6 or 7 in the morning. When you 60 plus or 50 plus trying to get up and hit it hard and make that money, look here. I understand that there were people in the video that said don't retire early. Yeah, if you're not prepared, please do not retire early. But if you're prepared, I'm retiring early. So that's why it's incumbent upon you that you have to fill that space when you're retired. You have to incorporate what you're passionate about. And for me, that's why I started this YouTube channel. Because it helps me fill the void throughout my retirement day. To help me stay active. To help me stay passionate and fulfilled. Do things that are fulfilling to you. That's the perfect time when you retire. A lot of people get bored. I can tell you right now, I do not get bored. Not anymore, since I started realizing I have time to incorporate some gyms, some meditation, to help others, to walk around and get to know my neighbors, to call people, do check-ins on people. You know, I'm fortunate that I can do that. And it's something that I love to do. So it makes me happy each and every day. It makes the days much more fulfilling. And it makes me smile. The overall message is start preparing for retirement now in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. You can still do it in your 50s, but it's a little hard. And I would not suggest it. Always remember to live below your means now so later in life you can live beyond your means. And it's not about what you have in your life, but more about who you have in your life. Y'all take care and stay blessed. I'm out.